Well, imagine being let go from your job for something you didn't do. That's what two former Metrolinx employees say happened to them. They were both let go after they failed to pass a Toronto police background check, but neither of them have a criminal record. They're now launching a human rights complaint because they say they've been robbed of their dream jobs.
All these emotions, devastation, humiliation, embarrassment, because I worked so hard. This wasn't no handout.
Thyru Tabin recalls the disappointment he felt after losing a job he'd landed just months before following a rigorous selection process. The 23-year-old was told he could no longer work for Metrolinx because he'd failed a criminal record check, a requirement for transit safety dispatchers who access sensitive information. But the Humber College grad couldn't understand why.
I have no criminal record. I have no criminal charges. I've went to school, went to college, stayed off the streets, and I've done everything right as an individual.
I feel very robbed. I've invested time and money to go to school to obtain a career in this field.
Jocelyn Muncy had experienced almost the exact same thing a few months earlier. The mother of three lost her position just 2 days after being hired, and Toronto police wouldn't tell her why she'd failed the background check.
I said to her, what's going on? I've never been convicted of something. How are you guys determining, or how are you coming to such conclusion? And then she advised me, honestly, I'm not able to go into details, but I will tell you this. You will never be hired with Metrolinx. You will never be hired with TTC. You will never be hired with Toronto Community Housing or the University of Toronto.
The pair can only speculate based on documents obtained through a Freedom of Information request that the decision had something to do with the people they grew up with. Muncy's father was murdered when she was a child living in Regent Park, but she has no connection with his side of the family now. She's also signed as a surety for an ex-boyfriend years ago. Meanwhile, Tabin, who was raised in Flemington Park, has a close family member who has been in trouble with the law, but he doesn't associate with him anymore.
We just felt that we were discriminated against over something that has nothing to do with the both of us.
The pair are now launching a human rights complaint seeking damages for lost wages, pension, and benefits. Their lawyer calls it a wrongful dismissal on the basis of race.
These are two young people who have no criminal background, despite the fact that they come from a disadvantaged low-income community.
Glenn Chakla asserts that because his clients are black, they're more likely to interact with police. And that's why he takes issue with Toronto Police's pass-fail system that doesn't detail their concerns. Toronto Police wouldn't tell CityNews why they don't provide more information on their decision, only saying to ensure there's no bias, the individual file is assessed by multiple people, adding that agencies can request a candidate be reassessed and that the process is currently part of a service-wide equity review. Metrolinx wouldn't comment specifically on the case, but says in recent months they've ended their agreement with Toronto Police and now do background checks through Cobourg Police. Those results now come back faster and with more fulsome information beyond pass or fail. That allows applicants to follow up with more information and potentially ask for a reevaluation. For Tabin and Muncy, it's about more than just losing a job.
This could affect other people of color who are trying to better themselves coming out of Toronto's inner cities. We speak of kids like coming from Jane and Finch, Regent Park, Flemo, Thorncliffe. This is bigger than just myself.
Tabin is now working with a private security firm and Muncy part-time at a hospital, both of them making much less than they were when they were with Metrolinx. Now, Muncy tells us this is actually her second time losing out on a job. Months before Metrolinx, she had made it to the final rounds of a 911 dispatcher job, but she didn't get it in the end because she failed to pass Toronto Police background check. Ginella Massa, City News.